Welcome everyone to another episode from Ampro Engineering. We have been talking quite a lot about the Tamiya ORV cars, so it kind of makes sense that I'm going to go down this path for a little bit. But those of you out there who know how I started here working on the Tamiya Hornet, don't worry, I have not forgotten the Hornet. There's been a couple of projects that have started off simple and turned into kind of a nightmare, so those are almost done, and then we'll move right back on to the beloved Tamiya Hornet. But in the meantime, I did want to introduce everybody here to my Project Lancia Rally. So this car is going to have quite a bit of unique work done to it in the future. In the meantime, there was something that I had designed recently, my double wishbone rear suspension for the ORV cars. It was brought to my attention that I have completely overlooked something. My double wishbone rear suspension has a bulkhead that basically encapsulates the transmission here. Well, if I remove the sides where the arms go and the unnecessary component in the back, we would be left with a skid plate. And here we have them. So these are some different color examples from Shapeways. I'm going to work with the white one for the time being, simply because it's a little bit brighter and easier to see. This is a very, very simple installation, as I'm sure you are all well aware. This is going to require you to simply remove this screw and this screw from the transmission, and then this will pop on right on top of it. Before we move on, I did want to let you see the part. It's very, very basic. This is 2mm thick nylon. It is the exact same geometry as the Ampro double wishbone suspension bulkhead. I'm going to install this black one on this car here. In fact, I've got a couple others because I want to put one on my Brad as well. And let's go ahead and do that. I'm almost positive that this is going to be one of those videos that you really don't have to bother watching. It's a pretty simple installation. I went ahead and removed the screws and the nuts from the transmission in this area right here. And again, we're just going to take this little plate here and just plop it right on there. We're going to, hopefully, I didn't realize how long these screws are. Looks like this screw is barely going to fit on here. This is going to be a very, very lightly run vehicle, so I'm not too worried about that. But you may run into an issue where you possibly might need a longer M3 screw, so just giving you a little bit of a heads up there. You're going to watch it. There you go. Slide this in there. There we have it. Just to kind of find the hole on the other side. We'll screw that in. And out come the threads. Okay, can you see that right there? Okay, so that's that. And then the front should be equally as simple. Of course, I should really take the trailing arm off, but I'm just not going to do that. There we go. For a moment, I thought that arm was going to have to come off. All right, so those are both in. You are going to make sure, this is going to have to be seated properly, otherwise they won't line up. All right, and we'll just thread these back on. And there we have it. Transmission skid plate has been installed. And I don't know what else to talk about. How's everybody doing? Okay, I guess we're done. Well, here you can see I put the tires back on the car, and it's ready to go out, assuming it ran, which it doesn't. Nevertheless, I hope everybody has enjoyed this. I think this is going to be a very nice upgrade. It is going to be compatible with all of the ORV cars with this style transmission, so that excludes, of course, the King Blackfoot, Bush Devil, and Super Blackfoot. So you are going to have this nice little bash plate here to protect the transmission. And remember, everyone, that this is SLS nylon, and although it is very durable, it is not indestructible. It's simply here to be a consumable part so that this is damaged in place of the transmission case and the aluminum panels. Because these will actually get very, very scraped up and damaged, and that's never good on your investment. This is very inexpensive and very easily replaced on this transmission, so now you can save that. In terms of colors, there's quite a few available from Shapeways, but this is a component that will receive quite a bit of abuse. All of the colors that you see on Shapeways, like this red version here, I apologize, it looks a little bit orange, but it is in fact a very rich red. Boy, it looks really orange. Boy, it does. This here is dyed red as the black is as well. So if you are concerned about the red scraping off and showing the white underneath, you are probably going to want to get the white one, which although it might get kind of muddy and dirty and gross, it's always going to be white. So when you scrape this one away at the bottom, it's still going to be white. So that's one of the few times I would recommend a white color for a basher. Thank you all for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I have so much more coming up. It's ridiculous. But this is just a little thing that I wanted to get out to all of you because I know that there's a lot of these vehicles out there and they really need this plate. I did also want to let you know real quick that I finally made it out to the RC car track when I had Project Mud Blaster out there testing out that differential, and I got to run a ton of laps with Project Superfly. So Project Superfly was magnificent out there. I'll show just a real quick video at the end of this video here, but if you'll notice, hang on a second, I really can't turn this axle anymore. Oh man, ow, ooh. Yeah, I broke it. Something in the transmission is no longer with us, and I'm very proud of this as I've actually never broken a gear in one of these vehicles with this transmission ever. So yeah, wow, very cool. We'll investigate that soon. So yeah, if you do want to see Project Superfly buzzing around a bit, I'll show 30-40 seconds of that. Thanks again, and before you go, please check out the band Blue Pinto. They are the ones that allow me to use their songs for my videos. You can find their webpage at the end of this video. We will see you next time.